After my incarceration, I did 7 years, 10 months, 19 days. And that was like another college experience that most people shouldn't have to go through. And I want to keep them out of it. When I came home to become an entrepreneur, I came home with a barber license inside the penitentiary, even though I did dibble and dabble before I got locked up. And that brought me to where I'm at now, as becoming much more understanding of individuals who've been incarcerated, because I see that we need mentorship. I see that we need a trade or a great job opportunity to survive. But it was one element I was missing. Get to that down the line, because it's the big piece.
Welcome to the NEXCUE Mindset. I'm Steven Garner, the resilient life expert, your host. And today I have the privilege and honor of interviewing James Evans, aka Black, founder of Tre Unlimited, a man of many talents. This brother is a community activist, has a heart as big as planet Earth. He will give his shirt off his back to help anybody. He is a gifted entrepreneur. He has developed a magnificent line of men's grooming products. I love using the beard cologne. There's nothing like it. And I've used many products, and there's no products that compare to yours. Has a beautiful voice, an incredible singer, orator. He's a recidivism coach. He helps those who are incarcerated or formerly incarcerated to get their life back on track and to do great things as he has done. Man, and I tell you, the one thing I like about you is not only are you a licensed barber, you are also a licensed instructor. So you can teach other barbers how to be great at the craft. There are so many things I can say about you, but what I like most about your journey is how you have overcome great hardship and create this awesome enterprise and develop this platform for people to get their life on track. And today we want to get into that. Thank you for joining me today, James Evans, aka Black, man. Thank you so much.
I appreciate you. Thank you for having me on your podcast. I'm very gracious. I came from a two-parent household, blessing, both religions, from Baptist and Apostolic. Mother is a preacher, daddy's a deacon. But aunts and uncles was also reverends and all that, so I have a extensive background in the church. But sometimes being secluded to the church life, you miss out on certain things, and then when you get exposed to the street life, you start to transition and seeing what am I missing and what am I missing this for. So from the church, I got involved with the streets. That's kicking my cousins, you know what I'm saying? They was hustlers. I want a dope dealer like them. I saw weed, that was it, you know what I'm saying, and played around. But other than that, going through that lifespan, I was a fighter. That was in the bloodline. I've always been a fighter. I've been a warrior. I'm not a soldier, I'm a warrior. It's a difference. And growing up in that, it got me to the point that I got incarcerated after multiple great accomplishments from Black achievers, junior achievers. Like I said, two-family household, but father was there but wasn't there. He was a provider. Mother was a person that took me out to all the different programs, like Black, like I said, junior Black achievers, junior achievers, Teen Institute, and getting that real roundedness she involved me in. Karate, wrestling, 93 graduating, 95 getting incarcerated because I've been in church all my life. Got a chance to see the streets a little bit, and I got more into the streets, and then after my incarceration, I did 7 years, 10 months, 19 days. And that was like another college experience that most people shouldn't have to go through. And I want to keep them out of it. When I came home to become an entrepreneur, I came home with a barber license inside the penitentiary, even though I did dibble and dabble before I got locked up. And that brought me to where I'm at now, as becoming much more understanding of individuals who've been incarcerated, because I see that we need mentorship. I see that we need a trade or a great job opportunity to survive. But it was one element I was missing. I'm going to get to that down the line, because this is a big piece. Got back into the church strong again. Bishop Johnny L. Johnson, God rest your soul, brother. One of the best pastors I ever had in my life. Entrepreneur, great man of God. He always tell me, James, don't check my word. Go look it for yourself. Go research yourself. And that's the pastors you need. You know what I'm saying? Instead of telling you all the foolishness, but go study, improve, and share some proof. You know what I'm saying? Like the Bible says. So going on through that and coming home, and now I had a few other hiccups on the way. So
you was raised in the church.
Raised in the church.
You had relatives, cohorts who sparked your curiosity to learn what it's like to have experiences in the street life.
Correct.
And so you pursued that, and you got caught up in trafficking drugs.
Well, they got caught up in trafficking drugs. I got caught up because even though somebody tried to rob me.
Okay.
And I protected myself. And being a black man in 1995, self-defense laws went up to par for us. So they didn't care. The judge even said, I feel that you're innocent, but it's the law. I had people sign petitions like, yo, why he going to jail for it, blase, blase. But learning that sometimes whatever socket you put yourself into, whatever you dealing with, you connected to, can get you caught up. But learning that now and understanding, this was not only a setup for me to learn myself better. If I want to go spiritual, or go biblical on some people, or even go whatever religion you believe in, but we go back into the Bible, to the Quran, to the Torah. Men of God, men of purpose, sometimes have to go through penitentiaries, if you want to say, being locked up. We had Moses, we had Joseph, we had Shadrach, Meshach, and I'm coming the bad Negro. Yeah. We had Daniel, we had Paul and Silas. We had a lot of people who got locked up. Jesus even got locked up. But coming out of that transition, it was another educational level. It was another way that God could put you into a solitude, or put you into your own section of Him to speak to you and give you a gift. I can't tell you how not to be an alcoholic when I've ever been that. But I can tell you about being locked up and what you've been through and how to stay out of there, because I understand what it feels like from firsthand experiences. I could tell you what it feels like to come home and now you got to ask for certain things to people. But I'm not the person I can come and ask, and I'm going to go get it. And where there's a will, there's a way, because greater is He that is in me with the hands of the world. You know what I'm saying? So I've been blessed to have these different gifts. I've always been a person of communication and talk to people. I've always been a person of interest in that. I don't mind talking to the millionaires and talking to the thousandaires or the hundredaires, because I've been on both sides. I've been on both tables. I've been on all sorts of chairs and conferences and learning and experiences. And now it's my time. God has put me in this cocoon as a what do you call it, a caterpillar. Now it's time for me to become a butterfly and let my wings make things happen through the change.
How old were you when you were incarcerated?
I just turned 20 years old.
You were 20 years old.
I did them 7 years. 8 years, 6 years was it? 6 months was out the county.
County jail, right? The holding center before you were sentenced.
Right.
And so you're sentenced into the penitentiary, right? And you're 20 years old. What were you thinking?
God gonna get me out. God, what I gotta do? It was I'm here with all these individuals, got different kind of cases, but a lot of people down there in the county knew me because my mother was always been a great person. From the YMCAs to the churches to being an activist herself. So it was bred into me. She was a church going and doing a lot of things for the church and for the people. If anybody know my mother, Cheryl Evans, they know that she's a lover to a lot of people. To this day, she's still doing it. Almost at 70, she travels from state to state to go make sure people are good. She's downtown right now in Cincinnati on a Fountain Square or down there praising and worshiping for the community, because this is something that's been put into me. I can't run from it. You know what I'm saying? So that whale, it was that whale I had to go through. When you get swallowed up by that big fish, this that big fish I had to go through because I couldn't run from a calling that was already bestowed upon me. And my peers, my friends who's preachers and pastors now say, James, you're going to be a bishop. Nah, back then I was like, yeah, they're like, nah, it ain't gonna be me. But now my pulpit is behind the barber chair. My pulpit is on the streets. I'm a straight street individual. I love my people out here because at least I know what they're about, what they're looking for. When churches I went through after Bishop Johnny Gill Johnson died, they always had secret agendas, secret movements, secret missions. They're like, yo, we want this out of you, but not this, and I can't be boxed in. I'm not a person to be boxed in. Like I said, I'm a warrior. Soldiers are controlled and told what to do. I was a warrior. I go fend for myself and watch and see, and I could prepare myself for different types of techniques and battles out here because that's the gift that God gave me.
When you were incarcerated, what led you to decide to get your barbering license?
When I was on the streets, when I was a kid with my cousins, I was, funny story. I lost the money to get my hair cut one time to go to Sweet Peas. My mother had my cousin cut my hair, and she said I could do it myself. She started slicing and dicing me. I'm like, Mama, nah, you messed me up. I could do it myself.
That's a common thing. I can relate to that story. Yeah.
So I started cutting my hair. I was going to Cape at the time, Cincinnati Academy of Physical Education. I went to Cape. I started playing my hair, and one time I nicked myself real bad. I went to school, they capped on me. But I learned the craft because my cousins had high, tight fades, and I kept on playing with that and, playing with the clippers. Then when I got locked up, I was down in the county cutting the hair in there, making a little money here and there. And then when I got locked up, sentenced to go do my time, even though I was facing that first 13 to 30, that's a lot of time, but I wound up doing the smaller end of it. And you got to have so much time to get a trade or get a
13 to 30.
Yeah,
wow,
that was crazy numbers. At 20 years old in '95, looking at this like, man, I'm facing 30 years.
And what was the charge again?
Felonious assault, CCW, carrying a concealed weapon. So they got found guilty of all that in one with a jury trial. That was what I got. I got a judge trial, but didn't tell nobody. Check my records. I'm still streeting now. So throughout that. Went in there, my first 2 years, they put you in certain spots to work at. Like you could be a maintenance person, or you what dormitory you in. I was a cleanup crew in the dormitory at first, then they put you in your sections. So we're gonna put you out here in either with the cattle at London, or put you in the kitchen, or put you in your work station for the turn your life in a penitentiary till you move up and get some seniority. So I was never a stupid person, very sociable, and I was went to college inside the penitentiary, Urbana University, and I was gonna be a social worker. That ain't my cup of tea. I'm gonna be no social worker. I'm looking at this, but I met a teacher who was in there also getting her degree as a social worker, and she was also the barber instructor inside of London Correctional. She said, James, you'll be a good barber. I cut hair. I would love to get in barber school. I've been trying. They got me to barber school. So after the years I had invested left, I was able to go to barber school. So inside the barber school, inside the penitentiary, I got my license. So this was how things started flaring up. So I came home with a license degree out the penitentiary.
And that was the beginning of Tre Unlimited, the genesis, so to speak.
Yes, you can say that's the beginning of Tre Unlimited. I had a friend named Daryl Lambert. Me and his brother were real tight. And Daryl had the first Christian-based barbershop on Short Vine in Cincinnati. If anybody from Cincinnati and Coreyville knows that Daryl Barbershop was the coldest, no cussing rule, gospel music, they had a faith-based barbershop that was phenomenal. And I love what he had. I went to the same church, his father, mother, we all rocked out. And going through that, I became a celebrity barber. Because being in that spot, when I was locked up, he said, well, James, come home. I got you a spot. Now, let me go back a little farther when I was incarcerated. My first 5 years, I got a chance to see the board. Got to do 3 years mandatory. 2 years, I got a chance to see the board. Seen the board that was going to let me out. But the persons that lied on me and who didn't say I didn't rob them, and they tried to rob me, and I protected myself, and all this stuff happened.
Oh, hold on, wait a minute. You didn't give me that detail. So you were falsely accused.
I was falsely accused of felonious assault, which is a fact. Okay. But the falsely accused is I protected myself. See, that's the thing they kept out of it. Okay. They didn't care.
Right.
I'm a black man with a gun at the time that I took from the people who tried to hurt me and got them with their own weapons, and now I'm doing this time. Got you. So as time prevails and goes on, I had no choice but to do this time. No, they didn't care. So, every person get incarcerated back then, the states got $40,000 for each inmate. So that was a money grab as well. You know what I'm saying? And plus that put me in a position now I can't further my journey. But yeah, like I said, God do things for a reason, and this was the way I run it from the church. Either Mama, she would always say, she prayed, either God don't take my son's life. You know what I'm saying? So
prayers of a praying mother, man.
So you understand. So the prayers kept me in a place and kept me preserved for this time.
So you're a barber now. Mm-hmm. You're working at a well-known, well-established barbershop. Mm-hmm. Celebrities they frequent that barbershop.
Chad Johnson, Odell Thurman, one of my mentees and my friends. I missed them. Chris Henry. I had Eric Hicks. High Tech is one of my customers now. I had a few comedians come through. Big John Henry, Mark Henry came through. The Big Roster came through one time through the shop. So we had a whole great establishment and a flow of different type of celebrities, from local celebrities in Cincinnati to the other celebrities in the music field, sports fields, and all that. And they love coming to our shop because we have a great atmosphere for them.
Mm-hmm. But then you had plans in your heart to go even bigger.
Yes.
And now you're going to fulfill that vision of Tre Unlimited. What sparked that? Because you're at a great spot.
I'm at a great spot. Well, I've been on Charvine near the UC campus. As you know, gentrification was real, and it is real. So when Duro had to sell his shop to the owner of the building because they wouldn't fix some things in there, we had to move out from Charvine and move to another location. Duro went one route, I went another route. We came out together to a shop together. I opened a shop on Paddock. But during this transition, it was like, I'm still here cutting hair, but we lost a great location, because for barbers out there, your location makes a big difference. It was college kids, brand new haircuts every year. We had stores around us, Kroger's and all that, but they started tearing stuff down, rebuilding, pushed us out, and now we are at where we at. And that's the only reason why we left that spot. But yet, it helped me to grow more into what I had to do for myself as an entrepreneur. Because I'm on Charvine, I did a lot of outreach programs. I had a block party on there, a gospel block party with CRC over there. Had preachers, I had food trucks and all this, doing events for Coreyville community, because the kids up there loved us. We was their second father. We was their mentors. We was their counselors. Things they wouldn't tell to their parents, they come and tell to us. And get more in tune with the community and understanding what they're dealing with. We was able to somehow guide them to a better direction. But every direction always takes different paths, because what I might say, he might say something different. He might say, well, you have 5 great barbers who has different outlooks on what you could and cannot do, but we all have positive looks at it. Take your choice. Pick. I can't call it your poison. That's because it's good. Pick your passion. Pick what you're going to do for yourself. And sometimes we lost tune on people as well, because I can tell you an incident. We had a young man come in, miss him. He sat in the shop, and my boy Daryl, he used to cut his hair, but he wasn't getting a haircut today. He just sat in the corner, and I was cutting hair, but I sensed something was wrong, but I never got a chance to go talk to this young man. Like, bro, you good? He was down. So being out of tune with your customer sometimes could be a bad thing, because later on that day he committed suicide. Not knowing that his girl had gave him at the time, AIDS was big, no cure of AIDS, and she gave him AIDS and he killed herself. And
so that's what led you to the philosophy that you're more than a barber, because you're behind the chair, a coach. Sometimes you are a mentor.
Yes.
And even, I would say, maybe even a therapist. Unofficially.
Don't maybe say it. That's facts. We are therapists, but go ahead. You're right.
Yeah. No. I
ain't a PhD yet, but yes.
Yeah, but so then that's what led you to form Tre Unlimited. You were going to be all these different things.
Things in one. Well, that led up to it. Well, you getting close to it. Yeah. We're getting to the nip of it. You're right.
Yeah, I'm curious.
And all this stuff it started because Tre Unlimited came on in 2018. But up to that point, I started the indoor airsoft field, the first black-owned indoor airsoft field as an entrepreneur. I am an idealist. I am an idealist. I think of a lot of things and learning and want to make people come together, a family-orientated basis. Like, we do something, so an airsoft field, nobody has never thought of one in Cincinnati. Other cities might have a few here. So I had my called Black Ops Global. It was phenomenal. But me not having the structure of knowing how to monetize things to the next level and put business. See, we can start businesses up. Some people don't have the right people to put you in an area that learn how to keep that business sustainable. And as black people, yes, we could do hustle and do all this, but we don't know how to keep that money and make that money grow you sometimes we put that cart in front of the horse, and that's some things that I've learned throughout these years. So that's the beginning how Tre started getting better and better before Tre became to existence where we at now.
So Tre Unlimited originally wasn't just about barbering. You also had that venue. You created a product line, and you are doing community events. Like you mentioned, the block party. I've seen you hold various conferences,
hair shows. I love hair shows. I do them. My 8th one coming up in October 2025. October 12th will be my 8th one. So Tre. Let me go what Tre stands for first, because now it's 2 concepts. We got Tre Unlimited, the men's grooming line that you got for the beard, where everything started from. It stood for taming, rejuvenating, exfoliating the beard.
Okay.
So that's what the TRE.
I never knew that, man. You never told me that this whole time. I'm thinking it's just.
So that's what that stands for. And then when I did Tre Core, it stands for teaching, reaching, and educating.
Okay.
So the acronyms for the words and Tre all come to a meaning to it. When I say teaching, I teach you what I've learned, teach you how to better yourself. I educate you and teach you how to. And if I can't do it, I got a team or a cohort of people that are experts in their fields.
Okay, so that's where the unlimited part in. You just have no limits to how you can help, whether it's teaching. There's no limits to what you can do in your products, because you got an extensive product line, and this is not even representative of all the things that you have. And but at one point in your journey, you had a tragedy.
Yes, I had a few tragedies.
Where you lost, a few tragedies. In addition to your incarceration is what I'm referring to. You lost everything.
Yes. Before I got to that, I had a car wreck. 2016. 2016? Might be 2012, around that time. About 12. I was in a bad car wreck. I had a Lucky had the Jeep Commander, and somebody ran into me on the expressway. The engine was in my lap, and I got woke up by the people who seen the accident. Are you okay? Are you okay? I'm looking around. I'm discombobulated. That was the first big thing that really could have took my life, because the officer said, we just had an accident here the night before, and it wasn't as bad as yours, and they died, and you survived that. Yeah, it hurt my back a little bit, my left knee, and it hurt that more, but I'm here. And then in 2019, after Tre was created in 2018, was the product line came out, the beard balm first started coming out. So I'm got all these products in my house and all this, I'm moving this, I'm making them. In 2019, I was in my home, and the oven that I had at the house, I told the landlord about it. It had a faulty lineup in our oven, so it cut on, or it lit up or whatnot. I have some oils on the oven, on the stove, and my whole house caught on fire. I was in the living room sleep. I had a friend of mine upstairs staying, because I didn't know where to stay at, so I rented my room out to him. And they're like, yo, the house on fire. Like, man, it can't be on fire. When I got up and looked, the whole back of my house, you can see the flames coming. So I got them out, and I didn't trust banks then, because child support would jack you up. Coming home from the penitentiary, not having no child support paid up, they don't care. They still want to lock you up or put you in a position. So, and every time I put money into the bank, they'll take my money out. I was like, man, for real. So that's a hurtful situation. I had to happen twice, maybe 3 times, 2 to 3 times.
So you kept your money out of the bank, and it was inside your house.
Inside the house. So, and as a barber, you know, we hand over fist in the house.
It's cash. It's cash. Yeah.
It can't get that back if it's burnt up. Yeah. So, only thing was saved was $2,000 out of all that in 2019. I had my 4th child was on the way, and he was coming to do it in November.
If you don't mind me asking, sorry, how much did you lose?
About 30,000
Oh
cash.
my gosh!
So that was a hurtful situation.
That's just cash.
That's
there was
cash.
more than that.
There was more. TVs. You got clothes. You got things that my product. I had keyboards. I had I'm a photographer on the side. Yes. Photography equipment. Invested into this. No, I had things that I haven't opened up yet.
Memorabilia.
Oh my God,
because you are good friends with a lot of the pro athletes.
Yes,
so you had.
I had a Chris Henry jersey that he gave me himself. The top portion is burnt up still. I still got the jersey that he signed. I still got that. It's in my, but that almost was this. But I had other things from like gloves from Chad Johnson. I had stuff from not Chris Henry. What's the boy? Eric Hicks. I had things that I can never get back. I had letters from deacons who wrote me inside the penitentiary, son, I love you. I had things that kept me going. I could go back and look at it, like, okay, that's what I need. And this is another spark of the thing I said, come out the penitentiary, we needed. This broke my mental down again. I wanted to die. I cried outside my house. I wanted to commit suicide. Because people don't understand that pressure does and can break pipes, but also pressure can make diamonds when the right coal is condensed into it. So this was a spark. What can I do next? How do I exceed? How do I go past this? Went to my mama's house. You need to pray, son. You need to pray. God got you. My mama, I don't need prayer. I need money. I need some cash.
She's like, facts.
I need some cash.
I've already prayed.
Yeah, I already prayed.
I'm not here for answer to prayer.
Exactly. And people who love me, who respect me, and I want to say y'all, thank y'all again, who knew me. The people who you thought that would help you didn't come through. It was the people who I blessed throughout them years. Some customers that said, yo, I don't got that much, but here. People who were sending me money from other cities who I made relationships with, bonded with, and communicated and blessed them with, not only from words, maybe monetary or haircuts. I had a young man sit downtown and say, you don't remember who I am. I said, no. He said, I came to your shop and I was going to a job interview. Your mother was outside praying for me. Said, my son cut hair here. I was on Sharp Vine. My son cut hair in here. She gave him some money for some clothes or whatnot. And I gave him a free haircut for a job interview. He said, brother, I appreciate that. Another young lady, she said, you cut my son hair before. I don't have much, but here. You know what I'm saying? And this kind of people that I made an impact in their life, not even knowing the impact I made. But as barbers and stylists, as doctors and lawyers or whatnot, we leave imprints on people because barbers and stylists, we are like a second home or a member. We are extended family to a lot of people who sit in our chairs. So I have made great relationships with a lot of people from the big cats, like I said, like the Charlie Winburns and the Reeses, and we got my celebrities and all that and whatnots. And then, like I said, the middle people, the middle class or the lower class, I don't care. It was just a love thing. And now I'm seeing that some of these things that I have planted some seeds that help people grow or planted some seeds that change their lifestyle around, it came back forward to me to put me back into Tre Unlimited, my product line, which I was able to invest more into my product line. And now I'm looking at, all right, this beard balm is going to have to make it, because that following year, in 2020, I'm a barber, COVID came. Notice I say I don't have no house now, so I got to find me a crib. I got a baby on the way. COVID come, we can't work in the barbershops. We 6-7 months out because they closed all barbershops. And so now, how do I make money? We can't travel too much across the world because of COVID. So I started selling product online. Went through a program called Mortar online. These are things I already knew, but they just helped me fine-tune a little bit better about it, what I was doing. So now the hustle had to come out. I had a CBD rub that was phenomenal, but I couldn't sell that on the website because CBD was not allowed to be promoted. Because they said it's weed, or like, what, this is natural, but it is what it is. But yeah, I'm selling products. I'm sending beard bombs out, and certainly here, I'm hustling, and that kept me floating and kept me going. So I started investing to my brand more. So now I'm learning how to brand my products. Say I don't want to be like the regular mom and pops, put a label on my product line. No, I had to really go out and brand my product. You see that imprint. I had to find somebody who was a great designer, who was a logo maker, a friend of mine. He charged me $200 to create my logo out of love. And I seen that T for Tre. I said, ooh, like a thumbprint. And one of my slogans, I will say, the last imprint your beard will ever need. You feel me? And I asked you, what's in your beard? So I advanced from the beard moisturizer and got more products added on to it. So I'm limited in the product. I'm limited in my knowledge. I'm limited in the different types of things I'm going to do from events. So now Tre has become a Tre Core, a nonprofit organization, because I see kids going through the same path or coming down the same pipeline that's going to put them in the penitentiary or even kill them. So Tre Unlimited Core, which is my nonprofit organization, was just geared to the children in schools. So I became a contractor in a school that's demised now, but I learned in that school, hearing these kids' stories, not only from the barbershop, but going into the school and educating the kids and talking to them. And now I'm much more in tune with them and feeling their passion, what they're dealing with. A lot of them young men didn't even know their fathers. I had no male role model figures in their life. And that hurt more. I say, wow, it's really happening for real. I had a father figure, but he was a father who wasn't there. I even had an event years ago called There was a Fatherless Brunch. I fed 100 individuals, kids who didn't have no fathers, and we spoke and we talked to these kids and encouraged them down at the Hyatt downtown. I paid out of my money, down there $2,200 for that spot back then. That was expensive but cheap back then. But I'm looking like, wow. And they came in, they appreciated it because I wanted to show these kids you can have a male role model, you have a father. I'm your brother, I'm your father, and I'm your uncle. I'm OG. I'm saying, call me what I need to be for you. I could be that for you. I can sit on your level and understand what you're dealing with. If I can't understand, I got some men around me who's willing to express themselves to you. Because every boy, every girl needs somebody. Because if they don't got a family member there to talk to them or encourage them, all they get is mess. We always pouring into people and not getting poured into as well. So I don't understand their struggles, what they're dealing with in their home, but I understand the struggles they tell me here in the barbershop. And they came to our shop. It was a refuge for them. We opened up our doors. We played Madden. Chad Johnson came in, played my boy Durrell Madden all the time. When Chad Johnson had the mohawk, he came in playing. I know who Chad Johnson was when he sat in my chair. He was a cat that come and asked for a ball here one day. And I treated him like, all right, I got you. And then he came back one time again and kept on coming back. And then one time we was playing Madden. My boy Durrell, he played with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Steelers. I'm a Cincinnati Bengals fan. And Chad had put 85 on every position. I didn't know who he was. My dude said, you Chad Johnson, ain't you? I said, yeah. And then that's when the relationship between Chad Johnson and us got real cool. And he is a great businessman as well. People underestimate Chad for what he's able to do, but he's also a giver to the community. So I give props out to Chad and what he do, and learning.
Chad is a good dude.
He's a very good dude. People underestimate him, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and he told me one thing that really made me feel like that. He said, James, he was not living off the money that the Bengals was paying him. He lived off of his endorsements.
Yeah. I
said, huh? When you seen them degree, all that showboat and all that, it made money for him. So that degree commercial, that list he had, he got a check. He got 2% off each shirt that they sold for him with his mohawk on there. And 2% is a lot of money if you look at the numbers. And I didn't understand the concept of this. That was a business that a lot of gatekeepers kept from you unless you went to the right programs and the right organizations and learned more.
That's why we had to talk to each other.
Yes.
To help each other.
Especially black and white. Especially the black community. I'm not against whites. I'm not against the Jewish. I'm talking about our black people.
Yes.
We don't teach our kids. And a lot of older people done took that knowledge with them. And we can't keep on taking this knowledge to the grave.
Yes, sir.
They say there's a lot of millionaires in the grave, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We need to get this out to our youth right now because we could be much more farther. Because right now in this day and time we're dealing with, we should have stability. We should have much more property. We should have much more industries, but we'll give it up for the low. We'll sell out our own people for a little bit of change that's only going to stay here for a few days. Our money stays in our community for only 30 minutes at the max. And then we go to other communities and spend with them, and they're building up their brand, they're building up their legacy when we still here living in chaos.
Yeah, you're not anti-other cultures. You're just pro-success in your community and other communities.
Facts.
And that's why you have such great relationships with a variety of people across different cultures. So I remember when we used to be participants in the Cincinnati Initiative to Reduce Violence with Stan Ross at City Hall. And I remember you down there, and we remember that was crazy. They were bringing ATF.
Yes.
You in there with all that brass, was semi-automatic weapons, and the police and detectives, U.S. Assistant District Attorney and Captain Newdigate and all those guys. And what I admired about you was your passion in terms of rationalizing why those men needed to take a different course of action.
Right.
And is it correct to say that's what led you to be a recidivism coach in addition to what you experienced in the prison?
Yes. Because the turnaround rate of individuals going back to the penitentiary is very high, especially among black men. Because when you come out the penitentiary, if you don't got a trade to fall back on, if you don't got a good mentoring system to talk to, because you go back to the same old foolishness, is going to be, what's the word, insanity. Trying the same thing over and over again, getting the same results. You're looking for something different, but it's not happening because you're still doing the same thing. Sometimes you got to change, you got to pivot and move around and learn other techniques. So being a mentor, being an advocacy of trades, 9 to 5 is good if you want to be told what to do all the time at a pay rate of minimum wage below and trying to take care of a household. It ain't gonna happen unless you got a good wife and y'all making money together. How many men in the household with the women or even take care of the household is there not? Especially in our culture. Other cultures too. I'm talking about my people right now because I'm seeing this. You wonder why the foundation's jacked up. Wonder why women out here trying to struggle and work hard and doing, they got to make extra money when the men are not there to help out. If it's 2 households together making this money, it's easier on that household to be much more successful, from discipline to financial to spiritual, because God put things in order. Him, man, and women, and it works better that way. And then we're going to go a little farther into one thing that I said in the beginning, an element that I was missing: mental health, mental wellness. And that's one thing that I thought I got it all together. I'm here because I study and practice religious with other individuals in the penitentiary. I was cool with the Muslims. I was cool with the Hebrew Israelites. I was cool with the Jewish. And I learned what they learned, because I said the Torah, if you talk about the Quran or the Bible, you know what I'm saying? And now I was opening up my eyes to understanding where they come from. All the cultures have they have an origin that's really similar, but everybody got their different tweaks to it. And I'm like, okay, all right, I understand you.
So you combine all that knowledge and your experiences and said, I'm going to coach others to help them break the cycle, to prevent the recidivism rate from increasing. I'm going to do that. Man, that's magnificent. So in 2026, you have your X to Excellence event. I just want to end on that note and give you the opportunity to share some words about that.
I got you. So X to Excellence came to me this year. It's ex-felons. It's a reentry type situation. Ex-felons, ex-offenders who's been incarcerated, who came home just like myself and doing greater for the city of Cincinnati, for the Midwest, from the world. They're going to tell their stories on a panelist. They're going to tell what the trials to their triumphs, what they did to shift their life around and make themselves better. I got pastors who I cut who's been locked up and they got their own churches. I got business owners now. I got entrepreneurs who's doing great, from women and men, because everybody think all guys get locked up. Women get locked up too. I got a panel that's going to talk and tell their story from real perspectives like this. Now, we're also going to have resources there. Mental health is one of the biggest things I'm going to keep on saying, mental health, because be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. The Bible says this, and that's where things got to start at. Because if your mind ain't right, your money ain't right. If your mind ain't right, your physical ain't right. If your mind ain't right, your family ain't right. You ain't right, your spiritual. So all this starts from the mind. So I have mental health specialists. Black woman cultivating change will be in a building. She got a table over there with other therapists. So that help will be there for you. Mentorship will be there. I got a lot of mentoring programs who's willing to help out individuals who's coming home, because you need somebody to talk to who's going to make you accountable. And then on the back end, I have opportunities with organizational hire ex-felons going to be in the building, or trade schools to get you involved as well. Because if all 3 of these components come together, and you work it out, you will be able to be more successful. Recidivism rate, I got it in my phone, it's 86% of individuals go back and get incarcerated. Let's reduce this. Let's get that 86%. Let's get it down to a 50% rate. I can't save everyone, but let me save those who I can save, and let me give you the tools to be much more successful in life. Do I sometimes feel myself want to go back? Yeah, I'm human. Do I want to revert and do stuff and hurt somebody from time to time? Yeah. I see the money coming and go, and it hurts me because I'm looking at like, wow, I should be much more farther than what I am. And I got connected with some people thinking I was helping the right folks out that pushed me back. So let me get y'all in the right position where people is going to help you, even to the point that not knowing until I got a great therapist, and also having you as a great mentor and learning from you. I had a young lady I'm in love with, still I love and all that, and I miss her. But the greatest thing I can say that happened until I'm learning that was finding this woman was the greatest thing, and to lose her is also a great thing as well, because my therapist showed me some of the triggers why I self-sabotaged some great relationships in my past. I didn't know what it was, and she had to dig back, because we look at this on the onion, the top, we got to peel back layers. I tell the churches that too. I hate when I go to some churches, they see marriages, they just peel back that first layer. No, you got to go back and catch the roots. Was it your father? Was it your grandfather, your great-grandfather? Let's break some generational curses out here. And we can't do it alone. So through my nonprofit organization, Tre Unlimited Core Services, we offer these services. You can go to treunlimited.org. You can donate, be a part. It's free to the world. It's free to the public to even attend this April the 18th, 2026. I partner with City Links at the location, who has a lot of great organizations for people coming out. But they asked me, well, whatever happened locked up? You got kids who might get into that. So let's teach your kids from 9 to 99. People should be here because they need to hear this and see what direction they're headed to in their future. And people who have not been incarcerated, they need to be there too, because now, if you was to have a seizure, and you see me having a seizure, you know the symptoms to look for. So when you see people about to be getting back into recidivism, getting locked back up, or kids headed that way, we want to show you these are the signs you need to see what's going on, so we can diagnose and get that stopped before it gets too far-fetched. Because now we've seen these YNs, I hate to use that word, they call them YNs, they're killing each other, they're getting killed, 11, 12 years old out here stealing cars. Why? For money or for the fun? Because we're not raising our kids, and we need to be much more active in our kids' lives. We got the social media platforms, music, we got other kids raising kids because they want to be in something, be involved in something. When these kids can be much more millionaires at a younger age because technology has advanced. The mindset's got to be nurtured. I got a 5-year-old right now who's selling his own lemonade, Little James Lemonades, and he got his pitch down. He tells you the different flavors, how much they cost. Thank you. So I'm working him. Also to the back end, even teaching my 5 years old how to also cut hair, play chess, get in different sports besides football. And this is what is needed in today's society right now, because we as fathers are not being the fathers we need to be for our kids. And I admire how you and your wife and you and your daughter had a bond, and that's what's needed, because in any kid's life, we are their first hero. And if we're not in there, somebody else can raise our kid, and the way they might raise our kid might not be the way to be raised. And this is what's needed right now. I'm looking for nonprofit organizations. I'm looking for organizations who want to give back, who want to come out, be exhibitors there. I'm looking for food vendors. I'm looking for people to come out who want to give back to the community. I'm bringing in, so one person who I talk to who's committed to it is Mark Gregory. That's Dick Gregory. I think it's either his grandson or his nephew, who's a comedian. He's on Paramount Kings Island, do a lot of stand-up comedians across the world. He said, yeah, I'll come down for you and talk to you about recidivism, because Dick Gregory was a great activist in the game. I'm trying to get in contact, and I've been talking with Life Jennings, his people, because Life Jennings did time in the penitentiary, and he's big on come back and talk to the community. And that's a blessing, because he know where he been at. This story should be shared, and I'm not ashamed to tell my story. I ain't I'm not an angel, like you said. Well, I can be an angel. I could be an archangel, I could be an angel God, either which one. But at the end of the day, what I have right now, I can't tell you not to be an alcoholic or how to be an alcoholic, because that's not me. I can't tell you I'm a drug addict. I can tell you about being incarcerated and what you deal with. When churches come in and talk to individuals from time to time, yes, you give them hope, you give them faith, you give them some, it's a hope for you to get out here. But when y'all leave, sometimes they got to deal with this in their cells or with other inmates because their survival techniques inside the penitentiary still have to trigger back in and come back up. You don't know what kind of problems they're still dealing with on the inside. Lack of money, lack of resources, lack of family still. And you don't know 6 days, 6 weeks, 6 months, 6 years, your mind has gone through a transformation. You don't know what state of mind they was in when they either committed a crime or went through that time to get where they at. Because why was I using drugs for? Because something that could have happened to make you go to the drug because that was the only way out. You don't understand. People don't want to hear that stories. You try to get a job, you can't get a job because you was locked up. You want to hear what happened. People don't care. So guess what? I care because I know. I've been there. I had doors shut in my face even though I outqualified a lot of the positions. I went to Wendy's. They said, yo, you be a manager, but this is how much you can make. I negotiated my prices. You can make this much, but you can't exceed this much because you're a felon. I say, well, ex-felon. I said, wow. And what you're paying me is this much? When I could go cut a head of hair and make 3 times as much in half an hour? For real? But learning this now, I want to put people into winning positions. I want to get families back together. People who's been incarcerated, locked up, they need these helps. Recidivism will also help the community out because if you putting people in position to make money, it's going to build communities up. If you got a good faith-based background, a good church who needs some good men, good women to come out, they're going to join the churches and help the church community grow. They come back to the community, help the kids grow. They bring businesses into the community. And people don't understand this. But the government, I'm going to say the government from time to time, no, facts. They're making money off getting us locked back up. But you know how much money people get when they're incarcerated. You know how much money your family is losing, sending you money in the penitentiary, and sending you shoes, sending you clothes boxes, when you can be out here helping making more progress. So let's keep you out the penitentiary and help build up the community to another level. And then give back to the community. It says reach one, teach one. Reach back and grab somebody up next. So Tre is about teaching, reaching, and educating. Tre is about being that's now here. It's unlimited. Let's expand you. Let's see how we can magnify yourself. Sometimes you got to dumb your circle down. I had a circle of peers, and maybe now I got a small circle of friends. I consider you as my friend because talking to you, I've learned more in 6-7 months than I learned than maybe 6-7 years of people who was around me. Because people didn't want to see me expand my life. So they know I had the gifts. They know what I got to offer. And I couldn't monetize it. How can I make the money and be at the barbershop at the same time and go out to help people? It's hard. I got bills to pay. I got family to take care of. I got 4 kids. I got a 30-year-old, 21-year-old, 11-year-old, and a 5-year-old. And I got to live my lifestyle too. And you don't got to have this, James. You don't got to have this kind of car. But the Bible says, and when you do your prayer, it says, what's in heaven should be on earth. If gold and all the good things about heaven, why should I have it on earth? Why I got to wait to die to go get the great things that God has for me on earth right now? So I should have good stuff and still be able to help out. But also my cup need to run it over to bless everybody around me. If I'm going to have food, I can't bless you and help you out because I don't got the funds to do what I got to do. But if we come together and build each other up and touch each other and we put the money back into our community and put it into other people who need us and teach them how to do the same thing, we'll be way much more powerful.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, James Evans, founder of Tre Unlimited. He's more than a barber, passionate about his community and helping others. Mm-hmm. I'm so happy and just thrilled to have you today. It's been a wonderful journey thus far, and I'm looking forward to the future. How can people get in contact with you? You gave a URL in the beginning, but I just want to make sure that they have access to you. You're on several platforms, so if you don't mind sharing that.
Okay, yes, I will. On TikTok and on Instagram, that's Tre Unlimited TV. That's TreUnlimited TV, like the television. Find me on platforms. Also, you can find me on Tre Unlimited. You go to TreUnlimited.org, TreUnlimited.com to book a haircut appointment or even buy the product. And also, I'm doing Grooming for Greatness, Right now, Grooming for Greatness is a donation platform. You go to treunlimited.org, which I go out to the community and people who's less fortunate. But because a good haircut helps you feel better. You know what I'm saying? So I cut hair at different things, like this year, next month, matter of fact, at the Black Family Reunion. I'll be downtown Cincinnati, Ohio, with a few other barbers cutting hair for free on both days, and also talking about how to help you get together. And then come to the hair school. Beauty is called Destiny's Beauty Academy up in Tri-County, which we have a minority-owned facility, all minority-owned, and it's a blessing. Black women who's doing it great. They do hair, they do nails, they do facials, makeup, and now the barbering program. So we will get you a license. Now, it does cost. It's not for free, but we are trying to keep you debt free and financial free instead of taking what's that money when the student loans and all that. Mm-hmm. We'll teach you how to pay monthly to keep you debt free when you get out of school. And also we have other courses in there that help you become a better business person, from clothing to conversation to returning customers, and also day trading and also product making, which a class I teach on. And this is more than just giving you the basis to cut hair. It's also giving you a base to be a better person. Watch the room. You want to bring the youth in. You want to bring the older people in to be in your shop, to be in your salon. You want to make sure you cater to them because they are your repeat customers. You want to be in a shop where you feel safe at. You want to feel in the shop that you get more knowledge and wisdom. You want to feel that when you walk into this barbershop or salon, you came out with more than just a haircut. There's no limit because it's unlimited. Tre Unlimited.
Tre Unlimited.
It's unlimited to what you can accomplish in life. So yeah, you can't follow me on platforms. Tre Unlimited, Tre Unlimited, Tre Unlimited. TreUnlimited. This is the platform.org.com. Join the movement. Become, if you want to help out, donate. If you want to help out, become an exhibitor. If you want to help out, volunteer. We need you because as a finger, you can't do it, but as a fist, we can break through anything.
Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, take your cues from James Evans, CEO and founder of Tre Unlimited, more than a barber. Thank you for being with me today. Thank you for blessing our audience with your words of wisdom. And until next time, take your cues from him and live a great life. Next cue. Thank you for listening. I'm on a mission to teach the world how to develop a resilient mindset to overcome all their challenges. You might be wondering, why am I bent on accomplishing this feat? Well, it's simple. When I was at my worst and lowest moment, many people poured into my life and helped me to overcome all my challenges. When I asked them what was their motivation, they simply said someone did it for them. And then they asked me to make a promise to do it for someone else. You can help me to fulfill that promise by simply subscribing today and help me to teach the world how to live their best life. I'm Steven Garner. Take your cues from me and live a great life. Next cue. Let's go, baby.